We are recording. Everybody good? Ashley, you saw that? All right, let's get
Yes,
started.
I saw that. We remembered.
We remembered, and nobody even had to remind me this time. All right. Let's see. I've got a lot of people in the waiting room. I'm trying to get them in. But give me 1 second. There we go. All right. I will tell you that I wasn't able to stream this one to YouTube yet, but after we'll do this, our next GOTeam and everything in between now will be, people can watch it as we stream on GOTeam. So I'll adjust that for the rest of our meetings. But in the meantime, welcome everybody. I'm glad we're here. Today is our first GOTeam meeting of the year, and I want to welcome some of our new members that are here just really quickly. I see Hannah Moses on the call. Say hi, Hannah. Just tell us who you are and what you teach.
Hey everyone, my name's Hannah Moses. I'm a fourth grade teacher here at Brandon.
Awesome. I see we also have Miss Jordan on the call. Miss Jordan, who are you? What do you teach?
Hi, I'm the art teacher over at the primary campus at Brandon.
Awesome person to have on GOTeam. Two awesome people to have on GOTeam. Great perspectives, great knowledge of our school and everything else. We also have Chris Fellows. I see Chris on the call. Chris and I have been collaborating. How are you?
Doing great, Jay. Chris Fellows. I'm a parent of a fourth grader and a second grader.
And a husband.
And a husband of a longtime teacher.
A longtime teacher, exactly. I think that's all of our new team members. So welcome. So today we're going to have our organizational meeting, and I am going to lead the bulk of the meeting. So I'm going to get started in just a second. I want to open up my chat to make sure that I have anything in case it's coming through, and we'll get started. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Morse Brandon's GOTeam meeting. We will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noted. I am pleased to call this meeting of the Morse Brandon's GOTeam to order. I will act in the capacity of interim GOTeam chair for this meeting only. Our first order of business is to call roll. Kim, you are our appointed interim secretary. Will serve for this meeting only, unless we vote for her to be permanent. Our official secretary for the 24-25 school year will be elected during this meeting. The interim secretary can now take roll. Kim, you ready?
Yes. So I'll just go through. I think I saw everyone, but just to double check. Jay here. Ashley Scott.
Here, present.
Chris Fellows.
Present.
Myself. Hannah.
Here.
Miss Jordan, I saw.
Here.
Miss Minock.
I just let her in.
Okay.
She's
See
here.
her. Myself. Oh, wait. Oh, and Anna.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. And then Ashley Mathis, I think I see
Yes.
on her phone.
Ashley's on phone. She's here.
Okay,
Present.
everyone's here.
All right, awesome. I ought to ask you that in a second, actually. This team will only be able to take official action if a quorum is present. Kim, is there a quorum present?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. Should be able to see it in front of you if I'm sharing my screen properly. This was provided to you in copies and is also here. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda.
All right,
That was Ina.
Ina. And a second?
I second. Ashley Scott.
Lee? Got that, Kim. Okay. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Okay. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand so the secretary can record your vote. Looks like everybody can.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. All right. We're now going to move to filling the vacant seats in the open community member seats. Before we begin the process, I'd like to remind the GOTeam of the following. The principal brings forth nominations for the vacant and open community seats. All GOTeam members have only one vote per seat. Individuals filling a vacant seat will serve until the conclusion of that seat's term. Individuals filling an open seat will serve for the full 2-year term. Upon approval, individuals are immediately full Team Go members and may join the meeting. Now, we're going to have a little bit of a change with this because we don't have any open seats at all. So that's great. But we do have an open, we do have a swing seat. And that is one that we don't have, I have not brought forward to nomination yet. So we are going to do that at our next GOTeam meeting. Offline, if you would like to chat GOTeam members or talk with me, have any meetings about who we think would be the best person to nominate. It has to be a community member or a parent. It cannot be a teacher. It's a 2-year term. And I think it would be great to kind of collaborate on some names that we want to vote on. Once again, we're looking for diversity, of course, as always. We're looking for a wide array of community members and parents that represent different variety of students. Traditional in BLI, we have represented very well on here. We're looking for somebody that can join our team into the swing seat. We're going to have to do this election for the next GOTeam meeting. We will still have a quorum, and I don't think it's going to impact that at all. But I wanted you all to know that. Okay. So any questions or comments on that? Okay. I don't have anybody today, but we will. I'm going to let's go ahead and approve the previous minutes. We're going to review and approve the previous minutes from our last meeting. The minutes have been provided to you. Are there any concerns or corrections? I'm sorry. Those were sent out by Kim, I believe, and that was the last meeting we had. If there's no further corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes?
Motion to approve.
Ashley, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Second the motion.
Lena.
All right, that was Lena. Thank you. Any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. All right, now the fun part. Let's vote on some GOTeam officers. Okay. Before we begin the nominations, I'd like to remind the GOTeam of the following. And I do think that we have a great secretary and a great president, but we can still vote. It'll help the meeting go a little faster and smoother as well if we know who we want, but I got some ideas. Nominations do not have to be seconded. A member may nominate themselves. A member may nominate more than one person for any position. A member may decline a nomination during the nomination process. Members may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms. That's 2 years. So how many years have you been doing secretary? I'm just curious. You're good, right?
I took over from Fran, so this will be my,
This will be your second.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless someone else is dying to have it.
You're so good at it, Kim.
We'll tell you, if I had brought a swing seat
I
member,
remember
you
a
weren't here.
certain campaign promise that you were gonna run again
Yeah, I heard
for
that too.
secretary.
We had a
These
swing seat
people.
person and they weren't here, I'd make them the GOTeam. That's usually what happens. It's the person that's not at the first meeting, but. All right,
No,
so
I'm
let's
fine.
go. Awesome. Nominees
Thank
do
you,
not have to
Kim.
leave the room during the nomination period. If there's more than one nominee per elected office, each nominee will be offered an opportunity to share why they would be elected to that seat. The newly elected officers will assume their position starting at the conclusion of the meeting and serve until June 30th. All voting members have only one vote per seat. First, we will elect the GOTeam's chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the chair include, but are not limited to, leading the GOTeam meetings, working with the principal and GOTeam to develop agendas, ensuring every GOTeam member has an opportunity to be heard, monitoring team compliance. I will now open the floor to receive chair nominations. I'll nominate Ashley, I will tell you, because I think she did a great job last year. I think anybody on this team would be a great chair, but I will say Ashley because she does know the process.
That is true. I have the scripts here.
I also don't know if I can nominate. I actually don't see that on the rules though, so I'm not sure.
I'll nominate Ashley as well.
All right, good. So there's one nomination for Ashley. Does anybody want to nominate anybody else for this GOTeam chair position? For fun? No? Okay. All right, Ashley, would you like to decline the nomination?
I am happy to be nominated again.
Awesome.
I will not decline.
Well, there's no further nominations. I'm going to go ahead and confirm the process here. We have one person being considered for the chair. The nomination for the chair is Ashley Scott. Ashley, while you're here, really quickly, tell us who you have in the cluster in your, because maybe not everybody knows you.
Yeah, sure. I'm Ashley
an
Scott.
introduction.
I have, yes, a sixth grader who just started at Sutton. I have a fifth grader at Brandon, and I have a second grader at Brandon. I also am co-president of NAPS this year, the North Atlanta Parents for Public School.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So Ashley, I love that she has kids at Sutton as well, when you think about the trajectory all the way through.
Yes.
And we'll do introductions in a minute just for the others. Let me finish this one right here. So at this time, I'm going to offer each chair a nomination to explain why they're the best candidate, which I think you just did excellently. Other GOTeam members may ask the nominees any questions. Okay. Please raise your hand to vote for your choice for the chair of GOTeam for Ashley Scott. Raise your hand if you want to vote.
Do I vote?
Or say aye. It looks like 1,
Aye.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Ashley would be 8. So that's good. We have a quorum. So Ashley's in. Congratulations. You'll serve as the GOTeam chair for this school year, Ashley. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Let's introduce our other people while we're here, because we are nominating people. So I do think it's important for people to know each other. And I'm so sorry, that needs to be part of the script. So I know Hannah introduced herself, Ashley did, and Zan did. Let's jump down to Lena real quickly for our new people.
Hi, I'm Lena Minnock. I am a third grade teacher in the DLI program, the English teacher. Been at Brandon now for 18 years and as a teacher, and I have 2 kids, one in kindergarten and one in second grade.
Awesome.
Both at Brandon.
I love hearing that. We have 19 staff children at Boris Brandon this year. Ashley, I see you over there. Mathis.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I was on mute trying to come off. Ashley Mathis. I have a third grader and a kindergartner now, both at Morris Brandon. And this is my second year serving on the GOTeam with all these amazing folks in the swing seat.
Okay, awesome. And who am I missing? And no one. It's the swing seat. We're good. That was everybody, I think. All right. Thank you so much, Ashley, Chris, Lena, Zan, Ashley, Hannah, and Kim. We all know each other. So let's go ahead and vote for our GOTeam's vice chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the vice chair include, but are not limited to, ensuring the GOTeam follows parliamentary procedure. That means that the vice chair is the person to make sure that the agenda is posted a week out, that we set the agenda, that it's emailed to Lindsay Lander to post on the website, and also to Ms. Cole and Mr. Rock to put up on our buildings. I'm sharing so everybody can see a little better. Please raise, let's see, hold on. Working with the principal and chair to develop the agendas and acting as a chair if Ashley's ever not here. So I'm now going to open the floor to receive vice chair nominations. You can nominate somebody to be vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Chris Fellows to be the vice chair.
I think he'd be fantastic. Anybody
I'd
else?
accept the nomination.
I'd be honored.
Okay.
I'd be honored.
All right. Well, let's leave it to Chris. It'll be an easy vote. Does anybody I want to make sure anybody else want to nominate anybody? All right. Would Chris like to decline the nomination? It didn't sound like it.
No, I'm in.
All right. So if there's no further nominations, I'm going to close the floor and begin the process to confirm Chris Fellows. We have one person being considered. The nomination is Chris. At this time, I'm going to offer Chris to tell us why you should be the co-chair. Chris, you're welcome to, but I think you introduced yourself and you're the husband of a teacher and the father of 3 wonderful North Atlanta children. So anything else?
Also has a sixth grader at Sutton. So continuing the pathway.
It's true. So at this time, please raise your hand to vote for your choice for vice chair of our GOTeam for Chris Fellows. I see Ashley, Hannah, Kim, Zan, Lena, Ashley, and Ina. Ina, did you introduce yourself? Did I forget you? You're the one I forgot.
You did. It's okay.
Your camera's off. That's why. Ina, just tell us who you are real quickly.
I am Ina Brooks. I have currently a second grader at Morris Brandon, and I also have a sixth grader at Sutton Middle School.
I love it. Look at all these Sutton
Another
parents.
Sutton parent. Love it.
Yes. And by the way, this is the community seat is what I'm going to be filling at the next meeting. That's the community seat. She just corrected you. It's not swing, it's community. All right. So, Chris, congratulations. As a reminder,
Thank you, sir.
you're going to serve as the GOTeam chair for this year, vice chair, that is. All right, now let's do the secretary. I think this will be a good one. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the secretary include, but not limited to, posting GOTeam documents. So whoever that is emails the final script at the end to Lindsay, has her posted online. So we make sure that we follow all of our rules. And they take the minutes. So it's a lot of typing. You got to type. I think it's 80 words per minute is the cutoff. And you want to ensure the GOTeam is compliant with our open meeting laws. We are always compliant at Brandon. That's the best thing. When I get the compliance emails, we are always in green. So I'll now open the floor to receive secretary nominations.
I would like to nominate Kim Ball.
Great nomination. Okay, any other nominations? All right, if there's no other nominations, I'm going to close the floor. We'll begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the secretary seat. The nominations for secretary seat are Kim Ball. At this time, I will offer the secretary an opportunity to explain why they're the best candidate. Other GOTeam members may ask you questions. Kim, do you have anything to share?
Well, I will say that for those who don't know me, I have 3 kids. I have an 8th grader at Sutton. I have a 4th grader and a 2nd grader at Brandon. I was GOTeam secretary last year. And Chris, I usually help with the agenda, so it's not too much on the vice chair as much. And I'm happy to do it, the secretary part again.
Awesome. Kim is one of our parents. Huge help, huge assistance at Morris Brandon. So let's do this. The nomination for secretary is Kim Ball. And please raise your hand to vote for your choice of secretary. If you are for Kim Ball, raise your hand. Got Ashley, Hannah, Zan, Lena, Chris, Ashley, Mathis, and Ina. So you can get those. Awesome. Congratulations, Kim. You're going to serve as the GOTeam secretary for this school year. Now we're going to elect the GOTeam's cluster representative. Cluster representatives may also hold an officer position, so it doesn't matter who you are. You can still do it. Be the chair, vice chair, secretary. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the cluster representative include, but are not limited to, attending the cluster advisory team meetings. There's usually 4. They usually start at 5 o'clock and they're on Zoom. Okay. Reporting back to the GOTeam on the cluster advisory team meetings. It's pretty much the job. For Hannah and Lena, when we came together, and you came to our North Atlanta during pre-planning, and all the principals talked, I spoke about the cluster advisory team and I put up our cluster advisory plan. We helped kind of develop that in those meetings, just so you know. So I'm going to open the floor to receive a cluster representative nomination. Anybody want to nominate somebody for cluster rep? This is when it gets fun. You can just nominate people. They nominate you, you nominate them.
When are these meetings usually, Jay? You said 5.
They're like
5
it's
PM.
usually like a Wednesday or a Thursday. It's once a quarter, so there's 4, and they're at 5 o'clock. They've been at 5 o'clock. You don't really need to do anything but get on there, just so you know.
I think Maggie Blees did it before, right? And
Maggie
Ina,
did it
you've done
before.
Mhm.
Maggie did it before. I was the chair. I got to lead those meetings.
And Ina, you did it last year, right?
Yep, Ina did it with us.
Would any of our new members like to be nominated?
They got long days. I know that.
I'll double up on this cluster thing if it's helpful, and then I'll just speak up if I need someone else to back me up.
That works. Anybody can go to.
I'll join the meetings.
All right. So how about Lena nominates Chris and Chris nominates Lena, and let's figure out who's going to be our cluster rep. You ready? This is where it gets fun.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to close the floor and we're going to begin the confirmation process. We have 2 people running for the cluster representative seat. The nominations for cluster representative seat are Lena and Chris. At this time, I'm going to offer each of them an opportunity to explain why they're the best candidate for the position. Other GOTeam members may ask these questions. You each have 12 minutes to go. Lena, you're up. Just kidding.
Okay.
Just take a minute while you okay. You don't have to even speak if you don't want to, but I'll leave it open to you.
I mean, I'm happy to go to the meetings and help. You know, I have two kids like at the school, like part of the community as well.
And you live inside. I also want to say that because you do live in the community now, and we talk a lot about some of those issues that we talk about, like transportation, like things like that, in some of those meetings too, and things that we can lift with our cluster and strengths. So I just want you to know that.
I would love to have a teacher representative in the cluster meetings. I think it's important for that.
There's one at Sutton that does it too.
Yeah.
Chris, you got anything to say? You're already our
No, teacher option sounds great. Lena, just text me and other people if you need backup. We'll have it covered. Don't let it be a burden. But I think if you're a good set of years for it, go for it.
Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Chris. Well, look at this collaborative GOTeam we have. So, so looks like we're going to draw it back to one candidate. Please raise your hand to vote for your choice. It's only Lena. Any abstentions? So raise your hand to vote for Lena for our cluster rep. We have Ashley, Hannah, Zan, Ina, Chris, Ashley, and Kim. They've all voted for you. Thank you so much, Lena. I'll make sure it's painless. It's not, you don't have to do too much, but I love to hear feedback because we do have teachers that chime in from other schools. Maggie was great on there. She was very involved if you ever want to. So you get the ear of our associates, and sometimes the superintendent as well.
Yeah, she was awesome. So I'll have to ask her some advice. Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. You're going to be our cluster rep for this year. All right. Now we're going to review our public comment protocol. So we'll now move on to our next item of business and reviewing and updating and confirming our GOTeam's public comment protocol. Public comment opportunities are available for GOTeams to hear from interested members of the community. From sections 3.4 of the GOTeam handbook, opportunities for public comment shall be provided for at least 4 times in a school year and noted on the GOTeam's webpage and meeting agendas. GOTeam members will not provide responses or engage in direct conversation in public comment. Each GOTeam will determine a consistent method for receiving public comments and for parents and other citizens to sign up to address the team. At least 20 minutes of time will be allotted for the public to make comments at meetings where public comment is permitted, and the public will receive at least 2 business days notice of the public comment protocol. Some tips for public comment protocol. The GOTeam is not required to schedule time for public comment at every meeting. Public comment should be scheduled for major action items that need a GOTeam vote, that will require public input or need public buy-in. Consider the schedule of the school community for those meetings that do allow public comment in order to give your community the chance to participate. Set a specific time for your public comment period. For example, you can allot 20 minutes at the end. Post a clear process for how you sign up. GOTeam members should not respond during public comment, so we stay quiet. Remind the public that a scheduled public comment period on the agenda is not the only means for providing input. And I usually tell our parents they can always email me. It's an open door policy. So the good news is we have a GOTeam public comment format. It's posted on our website. And if somebody wants to drop the link in the chat, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I can find it, but I don't want to hold the meeting up. But I have it in front of me, so I'm going to read it. We have public comment format, and we're going to talk about the norms next. We also have those norms. I like them. And we also have a Google form that is posted for public comment. And parents will go on there and indicate that they're going to talk at our meeting and what they're going to talk about. And that's all we do. And that way I have a list of really who wants to speak. So the public comment format that we have for Morris Brandon are these 7 points. 20 minutes will be allotted for public comment opinion on 4 annual meetings as noted. Each speaker will be limited 2 to 5 minutes. There will be a written follow-up to comments, questions addressed. It will be published as an addendum to the minutes. Those wishing to comment will sign in at the beginning of the meeting. There will be a timekeeper. A place for collection of written comments will be provided. Community members may contact a GOTeam member with questions or concerns. That does happen sometime. Just so you know, if community members reach out to you because you're a GOTeam, you just listen to what they have. put it in writing and send it over to me or Ashley, and we can discuss it at the meeting or offline. So please take a moment to review this protocol that I just read you. Are there any recommendations or updates to changes to the public comment protocol? Is there anything we want to add or change? Pretty good. It's worked for us for about 7 years. We haven't had too many issues. All right, so let's have a motion to adopt this public comment protocol.
I'll make a motion to adopt the public comment
Mathis,
protocol.
that's Ashley Mathis. Can I get a second?
Second.
I second the motion.
Thank you. I got Zan. She's second. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Ashley, Moses, Kim, Zan, Lena, Ina, and Ashley. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? All right, we are set. Great. It's already posted on there. So we're good. Yeah, go ahead, Kim.
So does that mean we do 2 this in 2024 and then 2 in 2025?
Great question. We only have to do 4 this fiscal school year, but I have them already mapped out. And
Oh, you do? Okay.
and we're gonna
I was
do,
looking at last year's calendar. We had 2 in 2023
yeah, it
and then
will
2
be
in
the same thing.
2024.
I actually have it mapped out right here, so I'll show you.
Okay.
And we're welcome to do more if we need. But yes,
No, I don't think so. I just didn't know if we needed to put them in certain meetings.
Yeah, I have them around those hot topic meetings. So I basically copied the calendar. So we'll do that next. It'll be good. Good call. All right, so let's set that calendar because it can take a long time if we don't come prepared. I learned that the first time. So adhering to the agenda, we will now discuss our meeting calendar for this school year. Everybody get out your phones if you can, okay? Because we're going to put dates in or just write them down. I'm going to also create these in Zoom links and add you as members. So that'll be on your calendar at some point. As a reminder, our Go team is required to have at least 6 business meetings this school year. 4 of those meetings must permit time for public comment. Meetings cannot be held during the instructional school day, so we can't meet between the school day. Meetings must be live streamed and recorded, and meetings locations for hybrid meetings must be places which can accommodate the public. And I think we do 1 meeting in person, or we did last year. It was great to kind of review our priorities and some budget stuff in our PLC room. Parents can come, they can sit in there if they want to. Or we streamed the meeting when we did that. So it worked. All right. So it says, may I have suggestions and recommendations for meeting dates and times? I have some recommendations for meeting dates and times. So I want you guys to write them down, and then we'll talk about conflicts in a second. They're all Thursdays. They're all going to start at 3:30. September 19th. This one is public comment. October 24th. November 14th, public comment. December 12th. January 23rd, public comment. That's when we get our budget and right around where the budget conversations happen. February 13th, no public comment. I'll present the budget. We talk about it. We set it. February 27th, we come back. I revise the budget based on your feedback, and we have public comment on that one. So 227 is public comment. 313 and 417. Sometimes we don't need that last one in April. Always, it's just a quick one. So I know I have a lot. I do 1 per month, and we do 2 in February because it's the budget, and that's a long one. So I do more than we're supposed to. I'm going to read you the dates one more time. 9/19 public comment, 10/24, 11/14 public comment, 12/12, 1/23 public comment, 2/13, 2/27 public comment, 3/13, and 4/17. Okay? You don't have to be at every meeting. We just have to have a quorum. So if you're not going to be at a meeting, like, you just let us know. We just have to make sure that we have enough to vote on something. Okay? Cool. Write those down, put them down, and I'll get you calendar invites out.
Jay, I did have one question.
Yes.
Last year our meeting started at 3:30.
3:15.
I'm flexible. It's more on the teachers, right? Because the day ended earlier, and so I want to be conscientious of the teacher's schedule, just because I don't want them hanging out at school for longer than they have to. Because I saw Michael in the background.
They're very curious as to who's in this.
Yeah, mine
Uh,
already came in 5 times.
Very
So
exciting.
whatever works, but I just wanted to bring that up that last year it was at 3:30. But I don't know of anything because of the change of schedule, if we wanted to revisit the 3:30 start time.
Van, Hannah, Lena, you guys want to do 3:15?
Either works for me. I want to, also be mindful of, our other members too, because it is early in the afternoon.
Yeah, I'm
Thank-
also very open. I don't mind 3:30. 3:15 is great though.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for considering that, but I'm good either way.
Does any parents have, I know buses are like probably pulling right around that time too, so tell me.
For the teachers, is 3:15 better or worse than 3:30? Like, is it better?
You can do them from home. I mean, you can be at home, so 3:30 would give you an opportunity to leave if you want to. That's another thing. Here's the deal. I don't know if we have to vote on the starting time right now. We have the dates. So what I can do is just follow up and let me just talk to them and see if they want to go home for the meetings or here, and then I'll just send you the invites as long as we're good for the date, 3:15, 3:30. Okay. That's a good call out though. All right. Just so you know, the first and late January to early February to review budget, the second and early to mid-February for draft budget presentation and feedback, and the third and early March for the budget approval. And that's kind of what I have. We now need to determine on which meetings will be allocated for public comment. Done. Now that we have determined our calendar, may I have a motion to approve the calendar?
Motion.
Fellows?
Motion to approve the calendar.
Can I get a second?
I'll
Second.
second.
I got Hannah Moses. All in favor, please raise your hand. Looks like everybody, Kim. All opposed, please raise your hand. Any abstentions, raise your hand. All right, now we're going to review our norms, GOTeam norms. These are also posted on the website. If you don't have them in front of you, I'm going to read them to you. I'm done, almost there. Here's ours. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe until noted on the agenda. We will be fully present. We will follow the agenda as noticed to the public and stay on task. We will be respectful of each other's times at all times. We will be open-minded. We will invite and welcome contributions of every member and listen to each other. We will respect all ideas and assume good intentions. We will approach differences and opinions with curiosity. We will seek to represent all members of the community, and I think that's a great one. Does anyone have any changes to these norms or anything that you want to add? Okay. All right, then may I have a motion to adopt these norms as our GOTeam norms?
I'll motion.
Hannah, second.
A second.
I'll second.
Ina Brooks, all in favor? Raise your hand and say aye. Looks like everybody. And then all opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions, please say. All right. Awesome. Now we're moving to our discussion items. Let me reshare. We had the agenda posted. Take a look at it. At some point, I may have deleted it. Give me 1 second to pull the agenda back up. Your breather, get some water. I know we're trying to finish these meetings within an hour. Sometimes they take a little longer, depending on how much dialogue we have. All right, hopefully you can see the agenda. I'll make it bigger. All right, so we've done all of our agenda items, office chair, secretary, public comment, and we just did our meeting norms. Let's just talk about an update. The only updates I have right now, let's talk a little bit about enrollment and any information items that we have. Now, I have a document that I'm going to review with you, but I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to review the numbers with you. So if you're curious and you have a pen and you want to write down some numbers, you can. Let's see which GOTeam members remember our overall projections from last year. Who remembers? What was it? Anybody remember the projections?
Was it 898?
Still close. 893.
891.
893. Right? 893. So 893 is where we needed to be to hit our budget and to get our reserve. If you remember, we also had $70,000 in our reserve. We had 140,000, but APS had a budget deficit and they took half of everybody's reserve. So we've got $74,000 in our reserve that we get after the 15th day. assuming we have exactly 893 students. Currently, right now, we have 880. So we're 13 students short. That doesn't include pre-K. So pre-K is 20 kids. So just so you know, if I were to tell you how many students Brandon has, it's 900 right now. It's the largest elementary school in Atlanta Public Schools. But currently, we had a lot of students that we tried to unenroll. We knew they weren't coming, but we missed a few, and they still have not arrived. We still have tomorrow. Yesterday was our 5-day head count. We still have 10 more days. I know we have a couple more students starting this week, if not Monday, or probably next week, Monday. So we're looking for 13 more students. If you were to do the math and we were to come in and today was the 15th day, the SSF formula for students is around $5,544 per student, minus no weights. And we would multiply that times 13 students. We're talking about $72,000 we would pay back. That's pretty much exactly what we have in our reserve. So I would say in a worst case scenario right now, we're pretty good. I have money outside of the reserve that we're using, and we have foundation support, but we'll be okay. So the idea though is to earn some money, I'm going to go through our grade level numbers, and I want you just to kind of hear how they're looking. So if you want to write this down, you can. But I did not put this in a formal presentation just yet because I'm not quite ready to do that until the 15th day. All right, so in kindergarten, we were projected to have 159 kindergartners. We currently have 167. Shout out, 167 kindergartners. Most in the district. If you were on our kindergarten planning committee, all those school tours we did last year, this is the fruit of your labor. First grade, we were projected to have 168, but we had 156 that rolled up. So that was a grade level that was 12 down. In second grade, we were projected to have 172, and we have 160. So that's 12 right there. So obviously we have some grade levels that were over, and we know that is K, and let's see what the other ones are. Third grade, we were projected to have 122. We currently have 129. We have another one starting next week, so that's 130. That was a grade level that only had 6 teachers sandwiched between 8 and 7 in second and fourth, but it's growing. We've seen 8 students come in, new students into third grade this year. And then we have fourth grade that was projected at 142 students. That was our outline grade level, the pandemic grade level that kept together. Fifth is small, third is small, fourth has 142. They've currently gained 13 more students, and they're at 155. So our fourth grade classes have 7 teachers with about 23 kids in a class now. So we are at 155 in fourth grade. And then fifth grade was projected at 120. They have 119. Altogether, that's going to give you plus 20 pre-K, 900 students. And we are at 880 right now. Okay. So we just got to keep monitoring and watching our numbers. But we're in good shape and we are growing. And it's important to know that. And for new people on this call, we had well over 1,000 students my first year here. We hit the pandemic. We dropped down to just a little bit less than 700. We did a lot of work to try and get those 300 kids back. We learned that you don't just come back. You don't come back in third, fourth, and fifth grade. You don't. You stay where you are. You have to build back up from the ground up, and that's K1 and 2. And when you see 3 years in a row of 159, 168, and 172, just keep going with that, and you're going to see our community, our numbers getting back up there. So that's great stuff. We just need 13 more kids, and I feel good. Any comments or questions about that? Yeah.
What was kindergarten again? 160?
Kindergarten was projected at
150 something and
they're
came
projected
in
at 159. They're at 167.
167.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have 8 more.
That's awesome.
Luckily, we had 8 teachers on that grade level, so K is still sitting between 18 and 22. But they're, instead of being closer to the 18, they're closer to the 20 now.
And is it third grade that you mentioned is growing, but they have 7 teachers? Is it
So third
about the
grade only
same?
has 6 teachers, and they're growing.
6, okay.
Yep. So third grade is getting larger. The good thing about third grade is we have a cohort of DLI students that have stayed together. So their classes are bigger in DLI. So when you look at that one, what is it that for third grade, that 129, a lot of those kids are in DLI. They're not traditional students as well. So that's a good cohort that has stayed together. So Their
So
classes.
the other class sizes are smaller except for the DLI ones,
Yeah,
which
DLI
is
is a
about
little
24,
higher, but the new
25.
students
Yep.
what the new students that we got in were able to fit into the new classes because DLI is not sitting at 15 and 14 like they are in fifth grade. So fifth grade is high because I have 2 homerooms right now in fifth grade that have 15 students and 14 students in it. So any new kid that comes in has to go in those other 4 classes. And that's some of the struggle with DLI in the upper grades. Yep. Anybody have any information items they want to share? Next, just let it before we close it out.
Oh, Jay, I sent a note out to NAPS. It's a cluster thing. So do you mind if I share that?
Go, please go.
Okay, so the first board meeting of APS was this past Monday, and pretty exciting for the North Atlanta cluster because they approved an MOUE, I think it's called. It's Memorandum of Understanding that allows the North Atlanta Foundation to privately fundraise to build a stadium at North Atlanta. And for those of you who don't know, we can't hold football games at the North Atlanta campus because we don't have an official sanctioned stadium. So that's really exciting. The whole foundation is working on fundraising that, and really good for our cluster to have games, in our community. And the guy who spearheaded the project, Stuart Sheldon, was a former Morris Brandon Sutton North Atlanta parent, and he's worked on this for 13 years. So he finally got it done and voted and approved Monday. So
That's awesome.
really exciting news for our community. Just
Very
wanted
cool.
to share that.
Very cool. Yeah, that is great. I have worked in this community for 17 out of my 20 years. And for 7 of those years, I was the varsity soccer coach at North Atlanta. And we could have games there, but we couldn't have a whole lot of people there. I remember that, and that was the old north side and also the new one. So having a stadium would be amazing. And the only person in APS that can sign an MOU is the superintendent. So that's good.
Correct.
That's great news. So thank you for that. And thank you for NAPS and your advocacy. And let's see. So, okay, if security funds coming through, give me success. Yeah, Chris, why don't you talk for a second about some of those security funds and what we discussed when we met for a minute? And that's a great leeway. I'll give you one more too, Chris, but I'll open it up to you.
Yeah, when we chatted a couple of weeks ago, I flagged DJ, a company that had gotten on my radar more through my professional life. The company called Zero Eyes had raised some money, and I saw a deal announcement about it. They do an AI gun detection thing where they sort of bolt into a school's existing camera systems, and their whole mousetrap is quickly identifying guns, alerting authorities quickly, and obviously like trying to prevent tragedies. When I checked in with Jay, I described how it seemed interesting and at a price point that was, think like 25 to 50% of like a resource officer. And the timing was interesting, and that Jay, you said some of the funding that was kind of prospective or hadn't been approved yet sounded like it had been approved. So did I characterize that right?
Yeah, and that's a great comment. So the money for the security grant, if you remember, given by Governor Kemp, $60,000 per school. We got an email a little while ago. That's matriculating, that's happening. We talked about our survey. We talked about what we wanted. I'm hopeful that we get that money this year. And as a GOTeam, we sort of talked about, we surveyed our teachers to kind of find out what they wanted. Chris, with that money, met with me and talked to me about maybe some camera enhancements, because that was one of them. Additional cameras, but also the AI detection, which could be integrated right into our systems and is really not that expensive. So that was a great idea as well. So we had just met about that, which leads me into just our vestibule projects. I know I wrote about that in our B-mail, but I want to make sure GOTeam knows about that we are really 100% complete with our main campus vestibule. It looks great. Parents get shuffled right into our office. You have to get buzzed in only by one person into our office, and it's just single point of entry. And it really secures the school and gives that extra layer of security that we talked about. And the primary center as well will be done this weekend, August 11th. And I don't want to forget that we had awesome community members that helped to fund and support wrapping of our glass last year and everything else around the building. So this is all layered support in the district's completion of this vestibule project, which was a headache of mine all summer, but it's done and I knew how important it was. It's pretty awesome. And the fact that they did that in like 56 schools this year was pretty great too. So I look forward to creating a little kind of get to know you video on how to enter and exit the buildings. That's coming soon. But I wanted to share that with Chris and I wanted Chris to talk. Let's just jump down to some quick announcements. 2024 GOTeam G3 Summit is in late September. That's a good thing to go to if you're new to GOTeam. If you want to learn about GOTeam, it is on a Saturday. They give you lunch, and you can learn all about school governance. And then if you are a new GOTeam member, you must do your training and orientation. Ashley, do you know how to direct them to that by any chance, or do they just have to find that?
Yeah, I'll send an email out with the links. And then I will say it would be great if we could have a couple people from this Morris Brandon GOTeam to the summit. It is a Saturday, but Ina and I went last year and we got a lot out of it. And we're able to network, and all of the North Atlanta schools are represented, and all of the schools within APS. So I think it's important for us to have people there if you can make it.
And GOTeam is really the highest form of leadership that they do say. So if you are a teacher leader and you want to begin to look at opportunities, GOTeam and going to these summits and meeting people across our district and associate superintendents and everybody in between are all great strategies. Something that I did as well. So let's go ahead and close it out. All right. Does anybody else have anything else they want to share? Okay. We have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business items at this time? May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Anna. And can I get a second?
Second.
Hannah, I heard, did you hear, Zan, sorry, Zan. All in favor, please say aye, raise your hand. Okay, and any abstentions? Okay. And meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. It's going to be a great year. I appreciate you all. I will bring some community seat nominations to the next meeting. And if you have anybody you'd like to consider, send me an email, give me a call. All right. Okay,
All right.
everybody.
So,
Thanks, Jay.
bye guys.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
So yeah.